Hey, sheet shakers. That's what you're called. It's the big sheeter, Andrew here. This video is going to be a little different, maybe a little bit longer than you are normally expecting, because we are building a calculator. We're literally copying this, so I am shamelessly 100% admitting that I'm 100% copying this for your benefit. So I'm going to show you how I take this, which is a podcast advertising calculator, and create it in Google Sheets. I'm doing it from scratch. I have not prepared anything. This might be boring. I'm going to take some pauses in the video and skip ahead sometimes when I do something pretty rote, or if I'm sitting here trying to figure something out, or I want to look at it and redo it a little bit. But we're going to get this done now in this one video. We're going to have a working copy published to the web. And why? Why so? Because these kinds of calculators are incredibly useful for businesses as growth hacks. If you want to attract people that are along your mission, that you are helping in some other way. If you have a business, a small business, or a service, and you have this one thing that you do multiple times, and you're like, oh, I wish people could do this on their own. This is great. So what AdvertiseCast does is they do ads. They help you put ads into your podcast. And so one of the things that people ask probably most of the time is, how much can I make? And this answers it. Literally, the question is, how much money can I make from podcast advertising? And there are a number of variables. All of the variables are here. You don't need to ask follow-up questions. You just ask these sort of 5 questions: is how many downloads per episode? How many episodes do you air? How many ad spots do you have to sell every episode? What's your CPM rate, which is the rate you're going to pay, an advertiser is going to pay? And how much do you fill, the percentage fill rate? All of those added together gets you this number, and it quickly calculates it up. What is different about this than, say, other calculators that I've seen is that this automatically takes out the percentage that AdvertiseCast will take. So if I just put in some dummy numbers here. How many downloads per episode? Let's say 100. How many episodes do you air per year? 10. I put very specifically round numbers to figure out. I only selected one 30-second spot. I can also select one 60-second spot, and it doesn't change because I put the same CPM rate here. So 100 and 100. It gives you some industry standard rates here, which we'll look at and we'll put into the equation there. And a fill rate, 100%. I just increase it. So if we did 50, you can see that this number is 50% of 100%. And so what it is, you can tell it's 100. You're $100. No, sorry, $100 per thousand. So let's even do that. So it's $100 per thousand times 10 times 1 times 100% gets you $700 per year, or $70 per episode. And as you increase these by zeros, you can see they increase here by a 0. This one by 0, this one by 0. So we'll do that all in a Google Sheet as well, and then we'll make it public so that you can embed it, or you can whoa, my coffee almost spilled. You can put it out to the world as a Google Sheet. So you can put it in a Google Sheet, or you can embed it into a website if you already have a website. No matter what, you can use it. And you can also, as I do this, you'll see how I build it, and then you'll see how you can build it for yourself for any other type of calculator that you're doing. CPM calculator. God, there's so many uses. If you want to say how much are TikTok influencers being paid, you can create a calculator for that. How much can I sell if I sell Tahitian noni juice? Anything you want to sell. I don't recommend selling Tahitian noni juice. I am not an MLMer. Okay, onward to creating this. So I'm going to create it from a brand new sheet, so I'm not going to do anything design-wise until we get to the end. I'll do a couple little things to make some tweaks, but we are starting with a brand new sheet, so there's nothing I've built yet. So we're going to, let's call this, how much money can I make? Takes a moment for the sheet to load. And every so often I will take a pause in the video and skip ahead. if there's something that I just don't think is going to be very useful to you, probably me thinking through something. But if there's this amount of time to pause, I'll just talk through it. All right, we just want to get there. So what are we trying to do? We want how many inputs? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's kill this 60-second. I'll add that second, but let's just do a 30-second spot. CPM rate, fill rate. So we want 1, 2. We want a checkbox for these 3, 4 things. We want an input here, so we want 4 inputs and 4 checkboxes. Let's do that right here. And then we want our answer. So let's do it. Let's just, I don't know, let's put it in this here. Let's do that. So 1, I'm using Command Y to do this repeat. So we have, oh, I already messed up. 2 inputs, then 4 checkboxes, then 2 inputs. All right, let's just do that. All right, we got 4 of those. Let me move this over so I can get it. Now we need to insert 4 checkboxes. Let's go insert below. A few, let's do one more. I want to get rid of all of these because this is going to annoy me if we have more rows and things that we need. Also, if you have a ton of blank space, you end up going into that space. You really want to, for a calculator, you want to make sure everything's within the same viewport, right? Same as they do here. Everything that I do is in this viewport. We want the answer. Let's put the answer over here. Let's put it in green. We'll figure that out later. So let's label it you could make. Oh, and it's actually 2. So you could make, and let's put in there. Okay, so we have 2 answers here we need to get, and we have 4 inputs, and then we need 4 checkboxes. Let's insert those checkboxes. Checkbox. I'm going to just do Command Y to do it again. 4 checkboxes. What do those represent? 30-second spots. Let's label these things. So 30-second spots. 0, 1, 2, 3. So 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. Just want to move that over here so it's easier to see. Let's just combine these. I know I'm doing a little bit of design just to make it easier on myself to see. I'm going to add one more line above here to separate that. Okay, we need to label those things. So how many downloads? Okay, and we'll get to the calculations here in a second. All right, I already see we want to increase that. So how many downloads? We want to put these checkboxes over here on the right, get them closer. That's okay there. For now, we'll fix the design in a second. How many episodes do you air per year? We'll put that there. Then the second, or the third and fourth, CPM rate. That's correct. CPM rate, you got to fill in yourself. Fill rate is a percentage. We will do that a little differently. Okay, so how many downloads? This is just going to be a number, but it could be like with commas number. So let's just make the format this $$. How many episodes? I don't think anyone's going to do more than 100. I guess the most is like 365. But let's just do 1,000. How many episodes? Let's do 10, just so that we get our calculations correct. This, we can do checkboxes. Great. Not a very simple suggestion here. These checkboxes are all independent. So we might actually want to change this to a drop-down menu because you can only select one. You should only be able to select one at a time. In this case, a drop-down menu is going to work for us. So we'll do data validation. Let's just do list from items. We're going to do 0, 1, 2, 3. Save. And we can get rid of all of these. Yeah, we're just going to change this a little bit because our inputs are a little different than those checkboxes. It's going to be hard to manage those checkboxes if you can select multiple. So let's just do 0. Let's do this. Sometimes you do have to make a few like minor adjustments because of our input selections are different. Let's make it in the center. And let's give it the same treatment as the other one. So, you know, these blue, this is something that I do regularly. Anything blue is a user can input it because no one in their right mind is ever going to use this blue as a design element. It'll stick out no matter what we do. Let's move that over to CPM rate is going to be $1. Yeah, let's make it $1. Format is currency, and let's do 10 there. Boom. Fill rate is going to be 10, but it's going to be percentage. So now, let's fix that. There you go. So now we have 10% here, or actually, let's do 100%. Let's kill the last 2 digits. Okay. Because it's like 0.00, but like most of the time, we're going to be like 50%, 80%, 20%, 25%. So now we have all of our inputs. We have 1,000 downloads. How many episodes do you air per year? Let's, just for sake of doing this, let's put this all on the center. That might not be that might not be our final thing, but I just want to do that for the eye right now. Okay, now we need to figure out this calculation. All right, so calculation is we want to do per year. How much money do you make per year? And then this one is per episode. Cool. So what is the calculation, right? That's a good question. Well, we have how much can you make? So the episode is, this is an easy one to get the difference. So per episode to per year is going to be how many episodes do you air per year. So this is just going to be this whatever the number is times how many episodes do you air per year. So right now it's going to be 0. And then how much do you make per episode is going to be equals this number of downloads, and then we're going to divide it by 1,000, multiply it by the CPM rate. Let's put that in parentheses. And then it's going to be how many 30-second spots do we have? So it'll be times that. Okay. And then that number, we'll put that in parentheses, times this fill rate. And that should get us how much money do we make per episode. And so let's change this to 1. And now that's $10 per episode. Does that match? And I know already it's not going to match. So, and I'll tell you why in a second. 1,000, and you probably know why. So 1,000, we'll change this to 1,000. We'll change this to 10. Let's do 10. We have actually 1 of these and 0 of these. 100, 100. This is $70 per episode. What is our? $10 per episode. Why is that? 1,000, 10, 1, 100, 100. Oh, because our CPM is different? Okay, so that's 100. And why is that different now between this and this, 70? Because we haven't taken advertised cast rate, which is a 70-30 split. That is in here. So we'll take everything here and times it by 0.7. Right? And now we have the same. 700 per year, 700 per year. And we can also add a 0 here. 7,000, 700, 700. If we add a 0 here, 7,700. Everything's perfect, right? Not so much because they have these, you want to add these, right? You have a 60-second spot and a 30-second spot. Maybe you have one 30-second and a 60-second spot. We want to add that, right? Let's see what we can do. So let's do this, and we're going to add a row underneath. It's going to get a little complicated. 60-second spots. Let's move our CPM rate because its CPM rate is per, which one? Let's move that here. I'm using Command X because if I use Command X to cut and paste, these formulas actually move along with it. So I'm going to copy and paste that here, not cut and paste. So now we have CPM rate for each one, and we need to add that into our formula. So this formula only takes into consideration a 30-second spot. So we need to actually Command C. Actually, we want to Command C this whole thing except the time 7. We could keep it in there, but let's do plus. And now instead of C7, we want C8. So we want C8. And instead of D8, D7, we want D8. So now we're adding these two things together. We're doing everything the same. Oh, we want to change C12. We don't want that individually with each one. We want to put that around everything here. And we want to multiply by C12. There we go. So now we have $1, $100, $100. Let's do 0.5, 50%. Oh, we can actually move this up as well. Save a little space there. So now this is 10,000, 10, 1, 1 at $100, $100. Let's change this to $200 and 50%. And we now get this and this. Let's see if this matches, right? So we have 10,000, 10. We have 1 and 1. We change this to 200 and this to 50. Does it match? 10,500, 1,050. Perfect. So now our math works out, and we don't have to change any of this, right? We just need to make it, let's do this. View, grid lines, if we want to embed it. CPM rate does this. That was pretty quick. And we can embed this. We can use this. We know, oh, fill this in. Maybe we want to say, we want to add those little elements. How many ad spots do you want to sell per episode? Oh, we forgot to do that. Let's put that above here. Give it one more. We'll insert a row above that. Cool. You know what? This doesn't look so hot. Let's change it up a little bit. I'm going to change the design a little bit, but I'm going to think about it. I'm going to take a pause, and I'm going to think about it a little bit. Okay, so I haven't really finished my thought through how to show this, right? But I'm just looking at what they've done here on Advertised Cast, and I'm not exactly going to copy it 100% because they have a couple things going for them. On web forms, on HTML forms, you have, I don't want to say basic, sort of, these forms look like that you should fill them out. They are interactive. Checkboxes are interactive. On Google Sheets, you have some other things going for you, or against you, rather. Every cell is editable, right? And when we use a Google Sheet, we know this. So how do we, let me get rid of that styling. How do we tell someone, insert data here? These are the things you can change. We can write that up here. We can say, hey, anything blue you can edit. But that might not be enough. That might not be so intuitive, and you have to read it, right? You have to know, okay, I'm going to read from top to bottom. Oh, I can edit these. We can make it a little more like a form, right? Let's do that. I'm going to try to make this as close as possible to here, where the white cells, they are sort of recessed a little bit. I'm going to try that and see how that looks. I'm going to do that with you right now. Let's do that right now. So let's just go here. We're going to change this to a little bit of a gray. I'm going to do that as well here and here. I'm just using Command Y. real quick to redo. It's like a fun way to redo exactly this last thing you did. Let's use that as white. I'm going to Command Y again, make that really quick. You can edit these things. Keeping that blue because that is just something I do all the time. And I want people who are using this form to feel that as well, so that if they use other forms, like this blue is like, you can change it. We're going to increase this a little. We're going to, you know what? I'm going to do, not half, but yeah. I'm going to gray this out a little bit because I noticed this is smaller, but it can also be grayed out. Oh, they have this a little bit different. They have this the other way. They have, let's try that. Let's do the same background, paste special, format only. I'm going to do 20 as well, but I'm going to change that green. Big old green. Oh, that's terrible. Let's try a different green. Let's try this green. Oh, that's okay. Let's try this playful green here. Okay, that's fine. Let's bold it. And then this one is going to be a slight, oh, that's terrible. Let's do the gray here, right? What is that? This one? It could be a little more. There, that's okay. Cool. Let's make this even bigger. I want this like super big, right? You want, oh, that's awful. Let's, I don't know what we're doing here. Let's make this smaller then. And we're gonna take away those two little dots at the end, the decimal points. Very few of these will need a decimal point. That looks okay. You can change it any way you want, but I think that looks okay here. We want to make these a little bit more prominent, so let me do that here. Let me make this a little bit bigger. There you go. You know, just to get a little bit of space, vertical space, I'm going to move these all into the middle. That looks nicer. It looks a little cleaner. Gonna increase the width a little bit. A lot? Whoa! Let's decrease the. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna resize the row and just do half. So let's do 25 there. Oh yeah, I want half there and half there. Resize selected rows. 25. Perfect. Oh, that all fits nicely. Looks good to me. Let's move this as well, or choose this as well to 25. Cool. So this is coming together nicely. These recessed cells look like I should change them. Looks very similar to this. And, you know, this is pretty nice and embeddable. I can change this to make the gap a little bit smaller here. I could even get rid of this entire column. Yeah, that fits a little nicer. I'm gonna try this, see what this looks like. I'm gonna put a border, a green border. I don't know if it's gonna look so hot. Oh, that looks fine. Maybe even extend that down. I'm gonna do this instead. I'm gonna make the border around here. I'm gonna kill this border. Do this border again, make it a little bit bigger. I don't think I like that look too much, but I do like it when it was around here. So let me do that and get rid of this one. There you go. That's nice. It draws the eye a little bit more. Obviously, we can get rid of Arial. Let's try. Oh, that doesn't look so hot. Yeah, you can try any font you want. I don't know if that looks okay. Let's see what it looks like if I use green. Oh, that looks nice. Let's just make it all green. Over there, that's green is money, baby. Blue, put in the blue, get the green. That's cool. this looks pretty good. Let's share it. So we share it. We can publish it to the web and embed it into any site, or just share the damn link. Change to anyone. Let's change that to, because people have to edit it, right? Anyone with the link can edit. That's pretty much opening yourself up to somebody coming in and editing it. So you absolutely can publish this to the web. You can go here to File, Publish to the web. Then you can embed it, the entire document or just a sheet. If you have some calculations that you don't want to show and they are on a different sheet, you can just embed one sheet and the calculations should appear on a separate sheet so they don't show up. But you can also do the entire document. Gives you some options here. You can get a link, you can get an embed. One thing I will go over right at this moment, if you want to give people access to this page, but you don't want them messing with the calculation over here, right? You can protect the sheet by clicking Protect Sheet. I have some other videos that go much deeper into this. Let's say just the inputs. You can say Arrange, and you can protect every cell, or just don't touch my calc. That's what I'm doing here. So I'm saying E, what is it? E, let's just do E to E. Okay, set permissions, and only you. So now, this is just one way you can do it. I just protected the exact calculation. You could spend some time and just protect every single cell except for these cells. You can do that, or you can even do B and A, B, and E if you want. Protect all those. That could be a simple solution. But that's really fun because you can then give people access to the entire sheet. You can also, let's do this. This is something, if you want to protect your sheets, but you do want them public, I think you can do it here where you say, let's see, let's go editor. Yeah, anyone with the link is an editor. If it's restricted, oh, here, go to these settings. Okay, so what you need to do is when you share it, if you absolutely give it to everyone, you won't be able to do this, but you can share with people's settings, and you can check off that editors can change permissions and share, and viewers and commenters can have the option to download, print, and copy if you don't want it copied. Absolutely, a lot of the sheets that I share here, I say please copy them, but everything in the sheet is available to be copied. So if you have a calculation that you don't necessarily want to share, or if you want to make it less easy for someone to share it, then you can uncheck this, and now people cannot download, print, or copy unless they're an editor. But the thing is, you need to give them edit access to enter the data, so it's pretty much wide open. People will have access to your calculations. So I wouldn't necessarily put anything that's proprietary in here. That is probably the best way you can protect yourself, is just don't put anything that is proprietary, and you just guaranteed people will copy this. But that's how you can make a great calculator that people can then use. You can put your branding on here. You can put business branding, your personal branding, contact details. That's what they did here. Is, they put a little sign up button right here. I would absolutely recommend doing that right there. And maybe I will do that too. Made by Better Sheets. Bye.